Dear student, today I am going to take the topic of regression testing. Okay, first, what is the concept of the regression testing? So, a regression testing means already we have developed the software. So, we want to modify the software or we add new function to the already existing software. So, after adding the function into the already existing software or modified the already existing software is exist, so we modified the code. So these two things happen. We are testing the software, so that type of testing is called as a regression testing. Okay, do you understand that? So there are two things. One is a new already existing software. So the software is already existing. We are adding a new functions. That is the one. The another one is the code is modified. Okay. So the two thing happen. We test the software once again. So that type of testing is called as a regression testing. Okay, so in this test we find whether the error is occurred or not after the modification. So this is the core concept about the regression testing. Then so already I told you new functionality is added to the system and the code has been modified. These two things, one is the new functionality is added to the already existing system or code has been modified. So these two things happen. So we should test the condition whether it is a right or wrong. So this type of testing is called as a regression testing. When we find the error, the code is debugged to fix it. So when we find the error, we debug or we change the error and again we correcting the error and we execute it. Okay. Then when the code is modified and optimized, it's working. Then so in a regression testing come under the black box testing. That means the regression testing is we test the software outside. We are not go inside the software. So that's why this is a black box testing. Okay, so regression testing is making sure that the product work fine with new functionality, bug fixes, or any change in the existing features. Okay, so regression testing makes sure that the product work fine with new functionality, bug fix, or any change in the existing features. Then so in the regression testing, test cases are re-execute to check the previous functionality of the application is working fine and the new changes have not produced any bug. That means re-executed. Re-executed means already the software is well developed. So we modified the software. That's why we re-executed the software once again. So after the re-execution, whether we find the error, so we should eliminate the error and again we re-execute the program or software. So this type of testing is called as a regression testing. Okay, so here regression means retest those part of the application which are unchanged. Suppose again we test the unchanged parts also. Okay, this is also called as a verification method. Test cases are required to execute many times. Running the same test cases again and again manually, it's time consuming and tedious too. So we test continuously again and again. Okay, then so here we are not using depending on the any kind of specific language, Java, C++ or C Sharp. So this is an example for regression testing. Then it ensures that any change of product does not affecting the existing module of the product. Here we ensure after changing the software, it will not affect any kind of, there is no bug exist in the software. We should ensure that one. Okay, then the need for regression testing come when software maintenance include enhancement, error correction, optimization, deletion of the existing features. Regression testing. So the following techniques are used for the regression testing. This is the three different type of technique. First, retest all. Retest all means we take the software all components, again we test each and every part, whether whether it's a modified part or unmodified part. We take both the parts and we execute all the parts. Suppose if we detect any kind of bugs, we should clear that bugs, then we execute once again. Regression test selection. Here we take the regression test selection, then the prioritized test cases. We take prioritize means there are lot of test cases are available, so we should take the top priority, and top priority tests are first. After that we test the low priority test cases. Then retest is one of the approaches to do regression testing. In this approach, all test cases should re-executed. Already I told you, retest means once the software is updated, then we execute all the parts, whether it is whether it is a modified part or unmodified part, we should test all the parts. Okay, retest test. When test fail, we determine the cause of the failure of the software fault. Then again retest all. So already I told you, we take all the parts, all the components, and then we retest, re-execute it. Then regression test selection. In the regression test selection consists of two parts, two test cases. One is a reusable test cases and absolute test cases. Reusable test cases can use in succeeding regression cycle. Absolute test cases cannot use succeeding regression cycle. Then prioritize test cases. We should take the prioritize the test cases, in which test cases is a primary thing. So we take that one first. After that we will do the next thing. Okay, so dear student, today I take the regression testing. So if you have any kind of doubt, please kindly give the question in the comment section. Thank you very much, student.